Hi guys, my name is Ben.
And I'm Nathan.
And welcome back to the Pride of Villa. We're here for another transfer update video. We're going to be talking about players coming into the club and players that could be departing the club in this summer transfer window. So if you all enjoy this video, please leave a like. Let's get the like spike going. Come on, Nathan, with me. Like spike, like spike, like spike.
And the
comments, comment spike, comment spike.
For the last week, I'm counting around 50 or so comments a video. We want that to keep going up. Obviously, we got our first 2,000 views of videos, so thank you. Let's just keep that going. We want to keep growing. We want to keep answering your questions, and yeah, it's up the Villa really. Yeah.
So without further ado, follow our social pages and let's get straight into it. So the first piece of news we're going to be bringing you is another player that could be potentially coming into Aston Villa. It's a player that's been speculating a lot recently. We've talked about him enough. Is Rashica to Villa now. When we last talked about it, it was reported a £33 million move to an unnamed German club had been agreed. However, it's been reported now, as we're recording, that Aston Villa are potentially the favourites to sign the winger from Werder Bremen. We're apparently in advanced talks with the player, and he could be a Villa player in the next coming week. Obviously, a player that we talked about many times, very good, very experienced, someone that can offer us a lot on the wing. A really good transfer if we are going to get it. Hopefully, it's going to be for about 30 million.
Yeah.
Trying to save a little bit of money there, hopefully. But it's really exciting to see that we're finally getting into some good players and spending some big money to get us to the position that we want to be next season. What do you think about it?
Well, out of all the signings that we're going to sign, I think he's one of the bigger names.
Yeah.
Obviously, I went into this transfer window thinking Tammy Abraham would be like the top priority. There was that little bit, I don't know, I would say like Grealish had a picture of him on holiday or something, but I don't think that really tells us anything. I'd love him to come to the club, but it's not going to happen now. I think who we're looking at now is okay, but I do still want to see bigger names come in. I think we're not looking.
You want to see bigger names in as well, not as well bigger names in different positions. Yeah,
like I'm not saying like every position we're trying to get now like a big name. I'm saying like at least just one big name. So if it is Abraham, Ben Rama, Watkins probably would be a big name still for me. Yeah, I think this transfer window we would have used really good, but yeah, Abraham, if we're going to get him or not, I'd probably say no now. I think if we were, it would probably be around 60 million or something, but I don't think.
We're not spending 6 million.
But we've got 100 million anyway, so.
But going back to the wing, hopefully it's going to happen. I'd like to see him come in.
It'd be amazing.
Him and Ben Rama, I think would be nice. Probably a bit too hefty on money, so I think either one of them might not come, unfortunately. But yeah, let's hope Rashica is coming to be an Aston Villa player in the next week. Let's move on to the next piece of news. Next up, we have the Watkins saga. Now, we've reported on this a lot, been updated a lot. When we last left you on the Watkins saga, it'd been reported that his buyback clause wasn't a thing. Made up by the BBC, very annoying there. Well, I apologise there, considering I had to make a jump cut in the video just to tell you that I thought we'd done something. But it almost seems like this is, to me, probably the top priority of this window somehow. I wouldn't really say he was. I agree.
I'd probably say most likely to get, to be honest.
Yeah, I think we're going to get him. I agree with you in the sense that I think we can get a little bit better than Watkins. Not to say he isn't good. I just think he might probably disappoint in the Premier League, unfortunately. But in terms of what's happening now with him, he's being reported that they will not sell him for less than 25 million. Villa are hoping for about 23 million. There is also speculation that a deal could have been potentially already agreed, as he's been taken out the Brentford team name in his bio of his Twitter and Instagram, I believe. So a lot of people are speculating there that something could already be in the works. We've already discussed about the stats he's done this season. I think it's 25 goals, 14 or 7 assists this season. Really good all-round player, not just in striking, he can play him out wide. I'd like to see him come in. As I say, I do think he will disappoint, unfortunately, but we'll have to wait and see. So in saying that, I do also agree with you in the sense that we could probably go out for better. I don't believe Abraham's I think Abraham's just the same. I think the only reason he's been good is because of the Chelsea team that he works with. So he's got a lot of great players around him. I still believe there is better quality. For me, I'd go with Callum Wilson.
Ooh,
Where he's only 10 million. He's cheap, and we'll come on to that in a bit because we've got something there. I just believe there's better options elsewhere. What do you think?
Well, there's a lot of names out there right now. I would love to see Watkins come in. I've seen that. I'm not sure if it's true or not, but he kind of wants to come to us.
I think out of everywhere he would prefer move to us. Whether
Why
that's
not,
true,
though?
whether that's true or not, maybe he wants to stay in London. I can't see you going to Crystal Palace.
No,
I don't know
no.
why you'd go Crystal Palace. But yeah, hopefully it's going to happen. Obviously we don't know. Well, hopefully I'm fingers crossed it's happening. I think it is going to happen. If not, I think he just wasted a move to Crystal Palace. So that is Ollie Watkins' saga as we're recording. Speculation is right, I think that something could be in the works. But let's move on to our next piece of news. Third news item today is talking about Norwich City. Now we've been linked with either Cantwell or Buendia. It's been reported that we may be potentially interested in one of either player. It's a really hard one to decide. Originally off camera, I said it to you. I'd like Buendia, you'd like Cantwell. I think it's really hard. I think you've got a young up-and-coming talent in Cantwell who probably would struggle for first team just because of the players we already have in there.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we think of getting these players to put on the pitch straight away, but I want to see some good signings to put on the bench. So we're like, well, we've got him on the bench, got him. So it's not like any stupid people like Trezeguet, Nakamba, where we're like, oh, you know what I mean? Do
you still think James McCarthy, although it's gone very quiet, do you think the James McCarthy one would be a decent option?
Well, we've got until, how long have we got now?
I think we've still got a month.
Exactly, we've got a month still. Anything can happen. Abraham still could happen. Obviously, there's just a small chance, but I think this could actually happen. Out of them two players though, Campbell, I feel like we're one of the best teams to be training up like the younger ages. And even if he is on the bench, that's great. Like, he'd just be a great player as well for us, I think. But what do you think we should go for? What's his name?
Well, I thought about it now, and although Buendia seems like a good option to me, the money they're asking, I think it was like 25 million, which I think is a little bit too much for him.
We ain't got that, to be honest.
And I watch him, and I'm thinking, he has been good. I think he would be a decent option. It's mainly a Saar, although he's going for 40 million, which I think, to be honest, would be a better option there. I think there is more quality there. I think about it more, and although the wingers is such a massive problem, I think Cantwell would be a much better sign, just because I just think there's a little bit more to offer with Cantwell rather than Buendia. I think Buendia would be more like Trezeguet in the sense that he'll probably have one standout performance now and again, and most of the time it's just going to be disappointing.
That's something that we don't want this time.
Yeah. I do agree in the sense that I think we're going to sign one of these. I do think it's going to happen. It will probably be Buendia. I don't think Cantwell really fancies the move to Villa. But yeah, hopefully we get either player. It'd be nice. Hopefully we can even still see Max Aarons.
Yeah.
Still, because that's someone we have been linked with. But hopefully we're going to be getting a hold of one of these players and really looking to improve the squad, whether rotational or first team. But let's move on to the final piece of news. Finally, to spice it up on this video, we're going to be throwing a player that could be on his way out. Is obviously Scotty Hogan. Now, it is reported, considering Bournemouth's relegation to the EFL Championship, that Bournemouth are looking to be interested in the player. Now, with that in mind, it is suggested that there could be a swap deal for Callum Wilson. This would be a very good deal in my eyes. I think this is
I'd actually like that.
If we're going to get a striker, I think for me, Callum Wilson would be a good choice. He's cheap. Definitely got loads of Premier League experience, can score goals. I think he would be a really good option for us. Has played for England and would be a good choice. You know, if you're going to sell Hogan off, swap him plus 5 million. I think we'll definitely get the deal there because Hogan's worth about 3 to 5 million. Maybe just get it. But I think simple. If this is true, I think we should be going after Wilson anyway. But I think if you want to get rid of a player that's really never doing anything anymore at Villa, and you want to achieve something with Callum Wilson, I think you just got to go for that amount of money. I think we are. But I think we're going to be rivaling Spurs, hopefully. But what do you make of that?
Well, I think that's great. Like, I'm not too sure if I'd say you can have Hogan and 10 million. I do agree with you. Like, 5 million would be good, like trade. Hogan is a goal scorer. He's not like Davis or anything like that. He is a goal scorer, so they would be getting their money's worth. And plus, they're in the Championship. It's not like he's going into the Premier League, so he will like he doesn't have to like adapt to where he is. Like, he knows the Championship, and he's like a really good player. And I'd hope the best for him. But I think out of all the transfer like updates we've been giving out, this is probably one of the best ones I've seen. Like, these swaps, like, this could actually really work for us.
Yeah, I think, as I say, it's going to be a lot of competition. Do I think it's going to get over the line? Probably not. I think this is again going to be one of those we're just going to miss out on.
It's a new thing, though, isn't it?
But as I said, transfers, we don't know what's going to happen. All I hope is it doesn't go down to deadline day and we do sign some of our better players. It can't happen. I don't think it's going to happen. Although players are on holiday right now.
Yeah.
That's
probably why. Yeah.
I'd like to think by next week there is going to be a signing.
It's got to be next week.
Realistically,
It just has to be.
next week something's got to happen.
It way too late.
Yeah.
I thought we'd stay up and we'll be
straight into it.
I thought we'd have at least one signing by now.
Yeah.
I thought we'd have had Ben Rama by now, honestly.
Yeah.
Which could still happen.
Yeah. Hogan to Bournemouth. Hopefully swap for Wilson. Hopefully we're going to see that happen. Would be a good bit of business. But let's just hope by next week we're going to be signing some body. Alright guys, that's going to wrap up this transfer update video. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like. Please leave your comments down below. We are going to be doing hopefully a Q&A. So although we have been talking about these transfers today, if you can please try and leave us some questions down below or in our social pages what you would like to answer and see us talk about. We're hopefully going to be very good for doing that. Just want to say thank you again for the 2,000 views, the comments. Obviously we're doing really well right now. Let's hope we can keep it going with these next few videos. So as we said, follow us on our social pages. Yep.
Put the questions on the socials. Obviously we have the Twitter,
the Instagram.
Ben runs the Twitter. I do Instagram.
So you love it.
So you put your questions on there. Obviously you can drop it in our YouTube because that's where we get the most comments, obviously, which we love. If you want to ask us anything else that you don't want in the Q&A, put it down there and we will answer quick. So yeah, it's just been amazing that we're getting this amount of interaction already. Yeah. So hopefully it keeps growing and we'll get into like the 10,000 subs will go up. And yeah, because this is, I like doing this channel, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's fun. We've been on tour, we're still coming with you. We haven't forgotten about you.
We haven't forgotten.
We haven't forgotten what you've done. But without further ado, I've been Ben.
If you know, you know that.
I've been Ben and he's been Nathan. Up the Villa with a pride. We'll see you later, boys.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.